this is Bob with Film the Police 911, and I'm at the protest Don't Break Our Phones.
Don't break our phones! 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 People asked why activists and protesters came out to the Apple store today to talk about securing our privacy on our cell phones, in our emails. Why would they ask us that in the state of Oregon when we know that the Department of Justice, our law enforcement agency, has already violated the trust of the people by illegally investigating us for protesting? We don't need it to go any further. We're already in problematic situations with the FBI, the CIA, and the Department of Justice. And anybody that's fought for their civil rights and their human rights knows that for a fact. Don't break our phones! It's our last opportunity to fight against these systems that hold us as slaves in our environment. If our only protection is to organize and to engage and to educate and to fight back, if you take away our privacy, we can't do that. And they know that. They might tell us that this is for one situation, but we all know that once precedent is made, that means there's a situation that they can go to so they can conclude a new way to add a new situation to stop you from protesting and from organizing and from having discussions. Protesters, activists, and anyone in this country that has the right to organize and use their constitutional rights should not have to worry about the FBI invading that free speech at all. We have people here from different organizations that want to speak about the same issue. Privacy should be our only right. That should be our right. That should be the one that we can use to fight back. You're trying to take that from us.
Yeah.
We won't allow it.
I'd say the first freedom.
Yes.
We're here to defend our freedom of speech. We're here to defend our right to assemble and redress grievances before our government. We know that they will use the excuse of fighting terrorism to fight their political opponents. We've seen it in the past, in the 60s and 70s with the COINTELPRO programs. We're seeing it today with the Black Lives Matter movement being infiltrated, and we're seeing it now. We're seeing it with the Occupy movement. We see it now using the trying to get Apple to allow the FBI and the national security state into our telephones.
Yes.
We know in the 15 Now movement that we've been disruptive, that we've protested, that we've caused civil disobedience in various places of power, and we know that the powers that be would like to get into our phones. We have to secure our phones to save lives. We don't want them to break our phones. We need to protect political speech in this country. Don't break our phones.
Don't break our phones! 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 We will not allow it. If the American public secures, if they believe in privacy, if they believe in free speech, if they believe in a constitution that we're still trying to figure out how it works for all of us, do not let this happen. Do not let this happen. Do not allow the FBI to have one more luxury into our lives. When we stand up and fight back, we should not find ourselves under attack. When we stand up and fight back, we should not find ourselves under attack. When we stand up and fight back, we should not find ourselves under attack. But once again, I'm going to say it. In Oregon, not only the FBI,
Come on
and
now.
activists for free
Bags and
speech.
boxes. What kind of
This
shit
is
is this?
one more level of invasion. This is more level of invasion. We cannot allow it. My fight for Black lives might not be your fight. Our fight for 15 now might not be your fight. The fight for driver's cars might not be your fight. But if you don't stand up right now, you will not have the right to fight. You will not have the courtesy of respect and privacy. It will be gone. President means that it happened. President means that it can also happen again. Do not let them secure this opportunity to violate your free speech. Don't do it. Don't let them do it. Free speech is not a crime. 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 Now just talk.
So we all live in this country, the United States of America, and we all like to tell ourselves that we're free, that we have liberty, that this is a country of justice. Well, where's justice in a government that gets in your phone and looks at the messages that you send to your friends and family, at the messages that you send to the people that you're organizing with? When you go out to exercise your First Amendment rights, and you have to constantly look over your shoulder, protect your phone and your emails, because you know that the government has back doors. They're wide open about it. They're not trying to hide this. Everybody knows it, and they don't care. They say terrorism. Who here's a terrorist? There's no terrorists here. We're just people who are trying to do the right thing. Right? We're trying to fight for what we believe is right. And the government's spying on us. You think you live in a free country? That's not freedom, and that's not liberty. So we all need to wake up and think about this. Think about what's happening. Think about what our government's doing before it's too late. If it's not already too late, it's time to fight back. It's time for us to take a stand and let our government know that we are not going to put up with having our privacy invaded, having our lives invaded, just for standing up for what we believe in. There's no excuses for this. This country was founded on civil disobedience. You think the Tea Party, the Boston Tea Party, was legal? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You think the American Revolution was legal? You think that the British government and power? All right. Revolution, yeah. Hell no. This country was founded on civil disobedience, and now it's doing everything that it can to stop people from standing up against runaway government intrusion, and it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Don't break our phone! Don't break our phone! Don't break our phone!
Don't break our phone!
Don't break our phone!
Don't break our phone!
Don't break our phone!
Don't break our phone!
15 now!
15 now!
15 now!
15 now!
No more government spying!
No more government spying!
No more government spying!
No more government spying! All right, we can talk about it's February and we know it's Black History Month, and if we want to talk about Black History Month and we want to talk about intrusion, we can talk about Dr. King and he was spied upon. We can talk about Malcolm X and he was spied upon. We can talk about the Kennedys and we know that they were being spied upon while they were being leaders of this country, helping people with the issues that they brought to their government.
Somebody
We
said
are entitled to due process.
they were all killed.
They were all murdered
Exactly.
while they were being
Somebody say that.
investigated. We know what happens to people that protest the government in this country. And if killing us is something that is happening because you're investigating against us, because you think that we're a threat, then we need to keep you out of our business. Because I don't know one protester or activist in the history that I understand that stood up business till we bring it to you. It ain't your business until we're sitting at the table talking to you about it. But what I do with my brothers, when we're talking about how we're going to do it, it's not your business. And if I think that it could be a risk for my life, if my safety could be injured, because you have some runaway guy like the one we got at the Department of Justice that just criminally investigates protesters for using hashtags, then we got a bigger problem than we think. Why, when protesters come out to the Apple store to protest being investigated, why would we protest the FBI getting into our phones? Because they don't belong there. You don't belong in my business until I bring it to you. If you work for me, then you wait until I bring you the opportunity to work for me. Stay out of our business. Don't break our phone. 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 Do not break our phone. Don't break our phone. Stand as a community and make sure they don't get the opportunity. Who wants to come in?
I don't know that I have anything more eloquent to add to any of this, but I do want to remind people that